Hi, I'm Rob, and in this Gems of War video, I'm going to show you a really cool team you can use for this faction assault in Lyrasza's Lair. No mythic as usual when I show these things. First of all though, you can grab a tier 1 if you need one, but if your horde level is at level 100 or more in Lyrasza's Lair, you will already have a potion of enchantment stored, so no need to buy one. At tier 4 there is the Staff of Insanity. Drain 5 mana from all enemies, or give magic based magic to all other allies, or create 12 purple gems. Not my kind of weapon. I kind of like to know what's going on when I cast a spell, and those three things are very, very different from each other. So yeah, not particularly for me that one, but collect it anyway because it's always good to have more weapons. Alright, let's take a look at this team. The Invincibles team I used to use for this with Charleston and Mang is dead. Charleston's become rubbish. We have to do things a bit differently now. This is a oldie but goldie classic team. 3 times finesse, does damage to an enemy and a random enemy, and if the enemy uses yellow mana, deal a double damage. If there's a storm, we give 6 mana to all other allies. The cool thing about having 3 of these in the team is just so many different things. It's ludicrous really. First of all, that give 4 to all skills on all Strix allies when matching 4 or more gems becomes give 12 to all skills, which is ludicrous. So they get powered up really quickly on 4 matches. As well as that though, that gives 6 mana to all other allies. Because they only need 11, when you've cast them twice, it kind of fills up the other 2. So when you cast the last one, it's just on rotation. They just keep on filling each other up just really quickly. It's very, very cool indeed. But to get the mana, we can use Nimbus Bow. Does damage to an enemy boosted by Strix allies. This is an all Strix team. Then create a mix of 6 blue and yellow gems for each Strix ally. It's not completely perfect with this weapon, so it does create a load of blue which we don't need. But if it makes a 4 match, we still get those gains to our team. But all that yellow generally just feeds into our finesses and charges them up really, really quickly to do insane damage. And we'll look out for yellow enemies at the same time. What I've got against this team here, we're against all yellow, so it's not going to matter. But generally, if you've got an opponent which doesn't use yellow, you cast your Nimbus Bow on them to save the bonus damage on those yellow troops to get the most out of our finesse. The banner for this will have a summer banner from the Bright Forest, +2 green, +1 purple, -1 blue. I like the fact on this banner that the colours are in order of how the weapons colours looks, if you know what I mean. It's got green first, then purple. This is a easy visual reminder to remember that green is the colour we want to get the most out of, followed by a purple. Class for this will be in Stormcaller, absolutely essential for this to get the most from those mana colours. And allied Strix gain 2 life, deal 2 damage to a random enemy on 4 or 5 matches, and conjure a light storm when my turn begins. Guarantees us a constant slew of yellow. Resilience, we can have that. Purification, Thunder Fist, boosts up the power of our Strixes. Fey Vengeance, verify a random enemy when an ally dies. We're not really going to use that, but hey, we don't really want a Dust Storm either, and we don't have any Centaurs, so may as well have that one. Gale Force, all yellow allies gain 2 attack. Nature's Will, gain bonus green from green gem matches. This helps charge up the weapon quicker, and you don't really want Lightning Strike. You want to keep those yellow on the board as much as you can to guarantee a match when we cast our Nimbus Bow again, for example. And we can have Strix Commander. All Strix allies gain 1 attack every turn. Right, before we start, if you can, make sure you got your Nimbus Bow upgraded. A couple of very handy upgrades towards the end. Enchanting, enchant myself, means that when you cast this, you're going to get enchanted straight away, getting it ready to go again really quickly. And peaceful, very useful indeed. Silence the first enemy. Silence troops cannot gain mana and they cannot cast spells, so it is really nice to have those upgrades. Right, let's do this battle then. All yellow opponents here, so it doesn't really matter who we hit with the Nimbus Bow, so our finesses will be doing double damage to everybody. Right, let's grab ourselves some green. Kaboosh! The first one out of it. There's the yellow. You can collect this if you want. If you're a newer player, get the 4 matches. Make sure you get those added stats. Don't need to do it here. I'm just doing it for the sake of it to show how our stats increase really quickly. 3 times nicer for this. Boost up the magic of our team. Doing insane damage. There's loads of that colour we don't need, but we'll take this. Always take the 4 matches though. It's a good habit to get into with this team. Right, so no green, a little bit of purple though. Oh, he's made us some purple, thank you mate. Right, let's cast that on somebody that doesn't use yellow, so we'll bash it on them. There's all the colours coming there now. Again, let's just get rid of them. The other troopers silenced, they weren't going to do anything. And on to the next. Just run through this quick set here, then we'll jump into the delve itself on level 500. Ah, there was a nice 4 match there which disappeared at the last moment. So again, we'll cast this on somebody that's not using yellow. Make sure we get the most out of our double damage on yellow. So we'll hit them, kaboosh. And job done on the last one. I'll keep an eye on killing the enemies really quickly because of my level in the game. If you're a newer player, that double damage on the yellow does really make a difference. So make sure you save your finesses for those yellow opponents. What we're looking for, green. It's a good habit to get into. Always check around for quick 4 matches as well. Right, let's jump into the delve itself then. Lyrasza's Lair. My horde level is high on this because this is one of the trickiest ones to do using the factions team. So that will make a difference to the stats. But the idea is still going to be the same. We're going to make sure we get charged up. We can cast Nimbus Bow sometimes, even if these are ready to cast, because those 4 matches really do make a difference and get the team powered up quickly. And also got to make sure we target yellow enemies with our finesses. Make sure we get that double damage as much as possible. Right, so let's get our Nimbus Bow powered up. That is first and foremost. Actually, we'll do it that way. And what we got next? Not a lot. So right, Nimbus Bow is ready in the next round. Let's cast that on anybody. Everybody's using yellow, so we don't need to be picky who we target. So we've got a booster already. Now doing 125 damage to an enemy. But the cool thing is, Nimbus Bow, because of those upgrades, has become enchanted. So it'll be ready to cast actually pretty quickly. But we can do this damage to an enemy and a random enemy. Everyone's using yellow on this first stage, so we're doing excellent double damage. And that's 6 mana going to the other troops. Basically gets these charged up, ready to go again. There we go. Like they just kind of keep on charging each other up. It's like you just rotate through them. On to the next. Florian. Right, so we've got no yellow enemies here at all this time, so that's slightly different. We'll grab that though, so we're ready to cast next round then. Not a lot of yellow there right now, so this may not work absolutely straight away regarding 4 matches. That's what you've got to be careful of sometimes. Take that skull back though. They're silenced, so we can actually pick on somebody else. Still grab the 4 matches when they're there. And it's cast Nimbus Bow. It is good to cast it, even though you don't need to sometimes, because all these 4 matches are just whacking up our skills by 12 every single 4 match, which is really cool. Right, let's get rid of them before they get any funny ideas about doing stuff. Again, Nimbus Bow has got charged again, so I'm going to cast this. Any 4 matches, really boosting up the power of our team. Look at how the stats are just flying up all the time. And just cycle your way through. Going to cast this. I do prefer to cast Nimbus Bow a few times, even though the finesses are charged. Seeing how the damage then was like slower. If we cast this now, we're going to be okay. But on the later stages, you don't want to just keep on casting the finesses over and over again on low damage. It's much better to cast the Nimbus Bow a few times, get those bonuses to stats, let's take a look at our stats this time before we start. Let's begin the game. So before we've started, we're only doing 101 damage to an enemy and a random enemy with our finesses. And our Nimbus bow is only doing 93 damage. But like I say, with this, we get that 4 to all skills, which is actually 12 to all skills on all Strix allies every 4 match. So really look out for those 4 matches. But let's collect our... In fact, we don't want to be hit. Oh, we got barrier, we're fine. Let's crack on with it. And that was a bonus 4 match anyway, which we will gladly accept. Still none of our colours there right now, but it's okay. The potion of enchantment will get us there by hook or by crook. Let's start off with some initial damage. Is anybody using yellow? Nope. Alright, so let's get this Nimbus tomfoolery going. This is where you want to get the Nimbus bar up again sometimes, because it's just going to take too long casting these on that low amount of damage. So that leaves our hero vulnerable sort of thing to the high hitting power of these troops on these kind of things. So I'd still take skull hits when they're there. Got some 4 matches anyway. The benefit of this light storm every single round means we're going to get some 4 matches regardless. And all the yellow there means we're likely to get a good couple of 4 matches this time. And let's start whacking up the power of our troops. So we're now doing 161 damage and 153, so that's gone up by quite a lot. Alright, let's get rid of them. Good thing is, if you cast this again now, you're going to silence the next enemy, or the first enemy, as well as get all the benefits from those 4 matches. Let's target them. Look out for 4 matches still. I mean, you can just keep on going if you like with this. Might have been more efficient to cast 1 more time, but we're going to be doing just fine. And they just keep charging up each other. Really straightforward. Just got to make sure you still take some skull hits when they're there. Don't want to lose your hero from the top. That would be a mini disaster. Alright, let's do the mythic room. This is where we want to get our power up straight away. We're going to hit Lyrasza with the Nimbus bow because 3 other troops using yellow. This means we can get double damage on 3 out of 4 of the troops, which is nice. Oh, there's a 4 match which a potion of explosion is going to get rid of, but Nimbus bow is ready straight away, so why not cast it? Oh, I accidentally cast it on the top troop like a numpty. Don't be a numpty. Right, we quite kind of want to get our Nimbus bow up quickly. There's a lot of yellow there, but we want to actually get that Nimbus bow ready again now, so let's fast track that to being ready. Right, let's cast it on Lyrasza this time. There we go, all these 4 matches, just whacking up the power of our team really, really fast. Still going to take green at first. Oh, we got frozen. So we'll just have to punish them with a load of power. See, we've already built up our power. Already. We're already doing like 161 damage to an enemy and a random enemy. And double damage on these yellow ones. 322. And they're just going to keep charging each other up. The fact that the weapon is frozen kind of doesn't actually matter, because we're just absolutely ploughing through these enemies, because as soon as 2 of the finesses have cast, another one's ready, and it just, as you can see, I'm just rotating through them now. Super straightforward. Oh, Lyrasza got to do something, and that is it. So yeah, nice easy team to use for this faction assault in Lyrasza's Lair. Makes it an absolute piece of cake. Just look out for those 4 matches, make the most out of that double damage versus yellow enemies, and it will be a walk in the park. But there's a video. If you enjoyed it, it'd be really cool if you bash that like and subscribe button. It really does help. But most of all, thanks for watching. I'll catch you again next time. Bye for now.